Today, we are joined by Queensryche guitarist Michael Wilton. So happy to have him on the show. But before we get started with Michael, we're going to help you out with your holiday shopping list. We've got a great gift idea for you. It's this amazing photo book called Pictures Alive. It's more than 400 full-color concert photos shot mostly during the 80s. It's bands like Kiss, Motley Crue, Scorpions, Van Halen, Ozzy, Iron Maiden, Queensryche. It's an amazing collection of photos. And the cool thing is these photos were basically bootlegged. They were shot by a guy who smuggled his camera into the arenas during the 80s and shot these images. That guy would be Steve Roney. He's the photographer. Look at that shot of Van Halen. Amazing. But it's a 300-page book, more than 400 never before seen color photos of a lot of your favorite bands from the 80s.
I'd say it weighs about 5 pounds.
We had the guys on the show, Scott Davis and Steve Roney, who put the book together. They were on the Talk Louder podcast in the past, and we really got into depth on the book. Yeah, look at that. Gene Simmons, Breathing Fire. It's a perfect gift for the headbanger on your list, the hard rock fan. What I like about it is it takes me back down memory lane, but I think what's also cool about it is for people that weren't there the first time, it's a great compilation of what it was like to be in the arenas in the 80s when bands like Def Leppard and Scorpions and Motley Crue and AC/DC were just...
And Michael Schenker and UFO.
Yeah, the list goes on. And also, Steve tells the stories behind the images. That's the really cool part, too. So each section of photos, for example, if he's highlighting Judas Priest, he'll tell you about going to see Judas Priest at that concert and what it took to smuggle the camera in and things like that. So you get a little synopsis of the event itself.
He's got pictures of the actual ticket stub.
Yes.
On the spread, if you look here, for those watching, you can see the ticket stub under the title of each section. It's done super well. The episode we did with these guys, Steve Roney and Scott Davis, a while back, please revisit it because it's important that you know that these guys, Steve was like climbing up on people's shoulders with a camera that he snuck in, like shoved into his crotch. And this book weighs 5 pounds. You do the math. I think he got kicked in the face a couple times. I mean, everybody your whole rock world is in this book. These kick-ass photos of Iron Maiden holding up again. It just goes and goes and goes, and it's a great gift idea. It's a paperback, but it's put together extremely well. I've had this one for, I don't know, going on a year and a half now, and it looks brand new. Anyway, yeah, they did a great job putting it together. It's quality through and through. The Pictures Alive. Pictures Alive.
Pictures
website.
Alive.
You got a website, Dave?
Pictures Alive. Yes, it's available at picturesalive.net. We've both had a copy for a year and a half or so, and I continue to flip through it. And it's the perfect gift for your favorite rocker this holiday season. Check out the website, picturesalive.net. You can browse a little bit more about it. Check out our previous episode with Steve Roney and Scott Davis on the Talk Louder podcast. And go ahead and scratch that off your holiday list. Your job is done, and your recipients will be so thankful. It's awesome.
But today, Michael Wilton on the Talk Louder podcast, talk about, he might hate this. He's a fucking legend.
Yeah, well, Queensryche. I mean, come on.
They're still on the road. They're on the Origins tour. They're finishing up the second U.S. leg of said tour and about to start it early next year in Europe. And it's unbelievable. Me and Dave we got to see this tour a couple of times. I saw it on the Monsters of Rock cruise. I saw it.
Hell's Heroes.
Yeah. I mean, that was amazing. And I think that he talks about it a little bit. And Dave, I had almost forgotten that Christian Larson for the promoter for Hell's Heroes, who also is in a bunch of bands too. One being Night Cobra. It was ultimately a seedling, Christian's idea. It's like, I'm Christian calling up Queensryche. Hi, Queensryche. How would you feel about playing The Warning in its entirety?
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the spawn, the spore that set off this entire thing. And it's kind of like, wow, that is a huge sort of accolade that Christian is very humble. He would not go, I just want people to have a good time and get to relive a memory on some songs they haven't heard in a long, long, long time.
Yeah.
I think that there's something very romantic about that. And we talked to Michael a little bit about that, as well as some other stuff.
It's been very well received. I mean, the fact that they're on the wrapping up the second leg of the tour, and then they have plans to go to Europe and South America next year, continuing the Origins tour. That says all you need to know right there. It's been so well received. I saw it in San Antonio a couple of weeks ago. It's fantastic. The fact that Queensryche has a singer named Todd LaTorre who can carry that material so well I don't think they'd be able to do it otherwise. So hats off to Todd. He's done an amazing job on this tour, and he's done an amazing job on the past 3 or 4 Queensryche records, whatever it is that he's been on. The most recent being Digital Noise Alliance, which I absolutely love. I tell anyone that's not familiar with it, it would work nicely right alongside The Warning, Operation Mindcrime, somewhere in that time period. Digital Noise Alliance. If you like that stuff, check out Digital Noise Alliance. Michael also has a solo record coming out. We should talk a little bit about that. It's called Whip Volume 1. Whip, of course, is Michael's nickname.
We find the origin of that today as well.
Yeah, we find the origin of the nickname, and we find out what the album is a little bit about. So be on the lookout for that as well. But yeah, great guy. So nice to have him with us. I'm just excited that Queensryche is still out there putting on quality shows and releasing quality albums. I mean, go see the Origins tour. It's amazing. You're in for a show when the first song you hear is Queen of the Reich. And then
true.
It just goes on and gets better from there. So, yeah. Happy to have him today. Michael Wilton from Queensryche on the Talk Louder podcast.